Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, friends. We will continue with the trial balance and also rectification of errors. Right? I have taken the book now from the class 11, and I'm in page 199, CBS class 11, chapter 6, page 199, trial balance and rectification of errors. So we'll just have one more understanding of trial balance before we go into rectification of errors. Right? Post this, we will continue with the state board class 11 also, where we have trial balance and rectification of errors to have a clear understanding of how this works. Okay. So a CS student should not think like why should we look into the class 11 books, because these are all basics where we'll get more clarity on how the treatment works. So everyone should have a hold on the concepts. Like I've been repeating this, accounting is more easy once we understand the concept of it. Okay, test your understanding. Indicate against each amount, whether it is a debit or a credit balance, and prepare a trial balance as on March 31, 2005 on the following transactions. So let's put this. Capital. Capital, 1 lakh. 1 lakh is credit balance. Then we have drawings. Drawing 16,000, which should be adjusted against capital, or you can put it in debit. Machinery. Machinery is 20,000 debit. Then sales. Sales 2 lakhs credit. Then purchases. Purchases it is 2,10,000 debit. Sales return. Sales return it is 20,000 debit. Purchase return. Purchase return it is 30,000 credit. Then we have wages. Wages 40,000 debit. Goodwill. Goodwill is 60,000. Goodwill is an asset, so debit. Interest received. Interest received. Interest received 15,000. Interest received is an income, so credit balance. And discount allowed. Discount allowed is 6,000 is a debit balance because it is an expense. Then we have bank overdraft. Bank overdraft, which is 22,000 liability credit balance. Bank loan. Bank loan is a liability 90,000 credit balance. Then we have debtors. We have two debtors, 55,000 plus 20,000, 75,000 debtors debit balance. Creditors. Creditors it is two creditors totaling 60,000, 35 plus 25,000, 60,000 credit balance. Then we also have cash. Cash set debit balance 54,000. 54,000 debit balance. Then we have stock. As on 1st April 2004, which is opening stock. Stock 16,000 debit balance. Let's prepare a trial balance. Okay, they ask us to prepare a trial balance. The trial balance is not so important, but let's try it out. We might end up, we don't know whether this is a full set of transactions or there is any transaction that got missed out also. But let's try. Let's try and prepare a trial balance. Sorry. Five. What are all the things we have here? Capital 1 lakh, 1 lakh. Drawings 16,000. Drawings. Machinery 20,000. Let's do one thing. I'm just put a filter here. Just copying the debit side. These are all the debit transactions, right? Debit transaction and the amount. Then we'll put credit transactions. Credit transactions and the amount. And the amount. Now let's see whether okay. Now the trial balance is matching 5,70,000. So all the credit balance are here and the debit balance are here and the trial balance is matching. So our understanding is clear now. Now let's have some basic knowledge on what are all the errors, like understanding of errors. Any doubts, students? Any doubts, friends? Please let me know at babupriya@rediffmail.com, or also you can also put a comment on this so that I can come back to you. But let's continue with the errors. Why the trial balance should agree? We also saw in the earlier classes, like trial balance has significance of trial balances. It is the third phase in the accounting process. First phase is being journal entries, recording of transaction. Second phase is posting in the ledger, and third phase, before we move into the financial statements of financial statements like profit and loss account and balance sheet, etc., we should have the proper trial balance in place. Trial balance is just a summary of transfer of data from ledgers to the trial balance format, right? And what are all the type of errors that can happen? Like there can be three type of errors that can happen, or rather, I'll say that four types of errors that anyone can see. One is errors of commission. Second one is errors of omission. Third one is errors of principal. And fourth one is compensating errors. Let's get into a brief of what actually it is. What is an error of commission? What is an error of commission? When an accountant is committing the error due to wrong posting of transactions, like wrong totaling or balancing of the accounts is incorrectly made, these are all called examples of errors of commission. Like when an accountant posts the amount incorrectly or post it to the incorrect account. Like, let me write it out. Errors of commission. Committing errors while posting the transactions or while totaling the ledgers. Like these are all examples of errors of commission. What is errors of omission? When an accountant fails to post an entry or fails to transfer the balance from one page to the next page, or one record to another record, or 1 month to another month, fail to carry forward the balance, etc., transfer the balance, it is called errors of omission. What is errors of principle? When an accountant does not understand the concept and or post incorrect entry on one side, this is called errors in principle. Like instead of like when we sell a goods, this I can say, like sale of goods by credit to X, right? The journal entry should be X account debit and sales account credit, right? This should be the normal entry. But when the accountant, instead of debiting X account, debits cash account. Instead, debits cash account and credits sales account. Right? So in this case, it is an error in principle. Well, your cash book will not, you will have cash that will come in, and that cash will not is not getting accounted. Whereas because sorry, you are selling it on credit, so your debtors balance should increase and your cash balance should come down. In this case, because cash is debited, it will show an excess cash in the books of accounts where we will not have the actual cash, right? So this all errors in principle. It can be the other way also. When purchase of goods on by cash, right? So the entry should be purchase account debit, cash account credit. Instead of debiting purchase account, instead of debiting purchase account, crediting cash account, the accountant is crediting supplier. Instead purchase account debit and credit supplier account. So here cash is paid, but cash is not accounted. Instead, supplier creditors account has been credited, right? So this role errors in principle, where the accountant is making an error from and without understanding the concepts and posts it to the incorrect account. The last one is compensating error. Compensating error. Incidentally, if there are two set of transactions for the same amount, one account is debited, the other account. Let's take this example, right? Here, sale of goods X on credit 1,000, right? Here, purchase of goods by cash 1,000, right? So what is the compensating error? Let's check. Sorry. Purchase account debit 1,000, cash account credit 1,000, right? And instead of crediting cash account, creditors is credited. Okay. And similarly, in the other example, sales, right? Cash account debit 1,000, sales account credit 1,000. Instead of posting cash is entered as 0, or cash is posted as so there is an incorrect credit that is coming in, and there is an incorrect debit that is coming in. So creditors will be 0. So creditors will be let's take creditors will show an excess amount instead of cash. So the cash here has to be credited, and the cash here has to be debited. Here, instead of cash, creditors is taken, right? So cash will show 0. Here also cash will show 0. In this case also, cash will show 0. So it is compensating. When you look into the books of accounts, cash balance will match, Whether it is an actual balance of cash? No, because there are two set of transactions related to cash was not posted. So one debit and one credit is compensating for each other, right? So when we prepare a trial balance and we prepare books of accounts, this error will not be noticed because but when you look actually into cash balance also, cash balance will actually match because we have received 1000 cash and we have paid 1000 cash. What will happen is when you scrutinize the subsidiary books, when you scrutinize the creditors ledger, when you scrutinize the debtors ledger, then this error will come out. And so this is a compensating error. At the face of it, in the trial balance, this error will not be seen. Okay. So hope this is clear. If not, please send an email to me at babupriya@rediffmail.com, or you can also send an update to this class into the comments column so that I will come back to you with more details on it. In the next class, we will look into how we are going to rectify these errors. How are we going to identify these errors and how can we rectify these errors? Right? We'll look into that in more detail in the next class. Thank you, friends, and have a great day.